I hear a lot of you guys talking about, man, I'm not young anymore. I'm not in shape like a teenager. I'm not 21, 22 no more. That was just youth. You get older and things start happening. But really, the reason why you don't look the same way you did when you were young, the reason why you don't look the way you did when you were 27, you don't feel that way anymore, is because you don't operate in the same fashion. You do not operate in the same fashion. So if what we see is that whenever we get into a zone where we're operating something close to what we used to when we were younger, we actually perform better. We actually feel better. You hear people say, I'm in the best shape of my life. And after a while, you start thinking that's a little cliche because you're like, yo, there's no way that you're in better shape at the age of 45 than you were at 15. But a lot of them realize that actually they're more consistent now. They're a little more active now, like intentionally active. They're actually tracking their food. They're tracking their sleep. They're looking at their stress, right? And so I'm here to tell you today that a lot of you are just a few habit changes from being in a type of shape and feeling the way you did when you were 15 years old. And it just is what it is. We got to get out of this notion that everything is about your age. A lot of things, most things to me, 99% of the things that we're looking for, that we're searching for, the feelings that we're searching for, the energy we're searching for, is based around your habits. So I'm just going to give you a couple habits that 15-year-olds have that we have gotten away from, and that's why we don't feel, look, or perform like 15-year-olds do anymore. Now, number one, your 15-year-old has a regular feeding schedule. Okay, regular feeding schedule. Most of you, if you parent your kids correctly, they have a meal in the morning, they have a lunch, which is the same time every single day because they're at school. They get off school, they want something to eat, and they have dinner. And again, if we're talking about the legit parents who actually put 110% into being parents, most likely you never allow them to miss dinner. You make sure the meal is somewhat a square meal. They go to school every day, so they're always going to get lunch. You try to make sure they eat something. I know sometimes teenagers don't want to eat anything, but now they serve breakfast at school, right? It's every single day. They don't miss meals, and normally the meals are balanced. And normally you do your best just to make sure that the meals are balanced, that they have enough to eat, that they're full. How many times have you asked your kid, are you full? Do you want any more? Are you sure that's enough? A lot of you make sure there's fruit, vegetables on the plate. A lot of you make sure that it's cooked well. You make sure that the meals are prepared correctly. You make sure that they're balanced, and you make sure they're on time. We don't do that. We eat whenever we get a chance. We eat on the run. We eat from the convenience store. We damn sure don't make sure our meals are balanced. We don't have them at the same time every day. Guys, regularity and consistency is everything. It's not talked about enough. But when you were 15, by the time you turned 15, you were eating at the same time every single day for 15 years. 100% of your life, you were eating lunch at 12 o'clock. 100% of your life, you were having breakfast and you never skipped it. 100% of your life, you were having dinner and it was enough for you to sustain. You were satisfied. You didn't go to bed hungry. So there's a compounding effect to that schedule as well, because what it did was build up hormonal regularity, right? Your gut microbiome was different because of that. Now, what do? We're all over the place. If you sat back and tracked just when you ate dinner the last 10 nights, normally you could see some scattered times. Normally you could see some huge gaps between lunch and dinner, right? You get lunch at 1 o'clock, you might not eat dinner until 8, 9 o'clock. Well, when you were younger, that didn't happen. So that's one of the major things that we have to get back to doing to change things for the better, as far as, you know, trying to get to a more youthful space. All right. Now, also, when you were 15, or you're 15-year-olds now, they have regular sleep schedules. Again, these are the 15-year-olds who are being parented correctly. But most of you, if you're watching this and you're trying to become better, I would imagine you're a pretty good parent. There is no they stay up until whenever. There is no they're making store runs at 11 o'clock at night. There is no they stayed in the club till 3 in the morning and slept until 2 the next day. Their sleep times are regular. Their bedtime's regular. Their wake up time is regular. They got to get up the same time every day. Same time every day. Most of your kids, because they get up at the same time every day, would probably wake up without an alarm clock for the most part, right? Because they've been getting up at the same time now for a couple years. They've been waking up before 8 o'clock for their entire lives. So much so that they wake up early on the weekends. You have to tell them to go back to bed. And what do? We do the complete opposite. Now, a lot of us wake up at the same time because we have to go to work. But most of us don't have a bedtime. Most of us don't have that sleep schedule regularity, which it throws off your circadian rhythm. It's called a circadian rhythm, right? You ever see somebody dance and they're off beat? That means they don't have rhythm, okay? So when you're sleeping at different times and your sleep schedule is off beat, that means your circadian rhythm is off. You understand? Your kids have a great circadian rhythm. Balances their hormones, lowers their cortisol levels, increases insulin sensitivity, allows their body to have proper fasting periods. That means their bodies are able to recover, right? Cell regeneration, all those things. That happens when you're sleeping, okay? Number 3, your 15-year-old is active. Normally when you're 15 years old, now this is just normal average 15-year-old, they don't need a reason to be active. They pull up to somebody's house, there's a hoop out front, somebody got a basketball, they just start playing basketball. They don't say, I don't have shoes. They don't say it's too hot out. They don't say, oh, nah, I ain't trying to get my hair messed up. They just hoop. They ride their bikes. They ride scooters. They go rollerblading. They're on skateboards. They walk. 15-year-olds walk. They don't track their steps, right? They don't have to plan the workout. They're just active. They have gym class. Some of them play sports. If they play sports, they practice every single day. They're outside. They're active. And they don't need a reason to be active. And they don't make excuses as to why they're not active. They just get active. You understand? We make excuses. We need the right shoes. We need earphones. We need AirPods. The weather has to be perfect. We have to have time. We have to feel like it. We have to be well hydrated. We have to be well fed. We have to like the person we're going to the gym with. All these things have to be in place for us to be active. But yet we expect to have the same vibrance, the same energy levels as a 15-year-old. We don't do the same things they do. We make way more excuses than what they do. If you start looking at yourself and say, how can I become more like a 15-year-old? Now, I'm not telling you that you're going to look exactly the way you looked when you're 15, when you were 15. Maybe not. But you're going to get damn close to it. You're going to get damn close to those energy levels you had when you were 15. You're going to get damn close to the youthful spirit that you had when you were 15. Your moods are going to change. Your hormones will regulate. You will be on a better schedule if you start doing things that you did when you were 15. Eat on a regular schedule. You're going to eat 3 times a day anyway. Why not eat on a regular schedule? And how about you try this? How about it's breakfast, lunch, dinner? What's wrong with that? We're not even talking about you changing what you eat. We're just saying eat at the same time. Breakfast, lunch, dinner. Try to separate those with a 4-hour gap, right? Gives your insulin a chance to go down. How about you try to move 2 to 3 times during the day? 5 or 10 minutes, just go outside and walk. Jumping jacks. Throw a ball up against the wall, jump up and catch it, and throw it up again. Go shoot some basketball at your local park, man. Ride your bike a little bit. Go outside and chase your dog. A lot of y'all walk your dog every single day, and that's great. It's a walk, but you're strolling and you're on your phone. How about you run? Most of y'all dogs will run with you. Stop making excuses as to why you're not active. And thirdly, have a bedtime, have a sleep schedule, and stick to it the same way you did when you were 15. And I know a lot of y'all gonna say, Mark, when I was 15, I used to stay up all night on the phone with my boyfriend. You weren't parented correctly. And if you're allowing your 15-year-old to do that, you're also not parenting them correctly. So for those of you who actually were parented correctly and you parent correctly, you know that you shouldn't be staying up all night watching Netflix, watching TV, watching sports, on the phone, FaceTime, and other people on the internet, on your laptop. Just make a bedtime, bro, and have a regular schedule for your sleep. You will see your life, if you do these three things, you will see your life change dramatically within 30 days. Within 30 days. Keep doing this for a year. Keep doing it for a year and 6 months, 2 years. Compounding effect. There's a compounding effect to everything you do, good or bad. So you can either have a great sleep schedule for 365 days, or you can have a scattered sleep schedule for 365 days. And at the end of that year, it's going to show which one you've been doing, how you've been operating. You want to look and feel the way you did when you were 15? You got to start doing the things you were doing when you were 15.